student, welcome back to my accountancy class. I hope you all are well. So today I am going to discuss a very important portions of the chapter accounting for share capital, and my topic for today's discussion is forfeitures of shares. Now, what is forfeitures of shares? Well, forfeitures of shares means cancellations of shares. Cancellations of shares held by the defaulting shareholders for non-payment of money due, calls due. That means cancellations of shares means the shares that are held by the shareholders are cancelled by the company. Why so? For non-payment of money due or calls due. You can say calls due. Now, what happened? Say for example, if a shareholders paid first call application money, allotment money, first call money, and when the company made second and final call, that shareholders fails to pay that call money. So the company will forfeit these shares after giving a prior notice of 14 days. These shares will be forfeited by the company, and these forfeitures of shares must be mentioned in the articles of association of the company. That means what? The articles must permit forfeitures of shares. If only these are mentioned in the articles of association, then and then only a company can forfeit the shares. Now, I am writing the meaning of forfeitures of shares in the board. So, forfeitures of shares means cancellation. Cancellations of shares held by the defaulting shareholders for non-payment of calls due. See the meaning: cancellation of shares. Cancellations of shares held by the defaulting shareholders for non-payment of calls due. Why these shareholders are defaulting? As because they didn't pay the calls due. So this is the meaning of forfeitures of shares, and you should remember that forfeitures of shares must be mentioned in the articles of associations. Now, we will see the accounting treatment on forfeitures of shares. So, before going to the accounting treatment on forfeitures of shares, let's see the effect on forfeitures of shares. If shares are forfeited, then what will be the effect? First of all, termination of membership. Termination of membership. This means on cancellations of shares or on forfeitures of shares, the membership will be terminated. That is, the shareholders will have no right on the company, as because their shares are cancelled. That is, their memberships are terminated. Second point is seizure of money already paid. That means what? Seizure of money already paid. The company will seize the money of the defaulting shareholders that are already paid on shares. Say for example, Mr. A, he has paid rupees 8. Total shares of the company is, total amount it is 10 shares. Shares issued at par, and the shares are 8 is 10. And Mr. A has paid up to 8. And for non-payment of 2, that is the final call, the company has seized the money on 8 shares. That is on rupees 8. The company has seized this rupees 8 on shares. So already paid, the shareholders who has already paid the money on shares on first call, for applications or allotment on first call, this will be seized by the company on forfeitures of shares, on cancellations of shares. Now my next point is ownership of forfeited shares. Now my question is, when shares are forfeited by the company, who will be the owners of these forfeited shares? So answer is the company. The company will be the owner of those forfeited shares. As because the shareholders, the memberships on those shares are terminated because shares are forfeited, and this owner will be the company on those forfeited shares. Next is ownership of amount received on forfeited shares. The amount so received on those forfeited shares are transferred to the company. That is, the company will be the owner of those amounts that are already received on those forfeited shares. Next point is decrease in the share capital. This means what? The share capital of the company will be decreased. Why so? As because the shares that are forfeited will be named after forfeiture, that forfeited shares. That is, the share capital of the company automatically reduced, or you can say decrease. As because these shares are what? Terminated by the company. Now we will see the accounting treatment on forfeitures of shares. Let's see the accounting treatment. Accounting treatment. First of all, we will see forfeiture of shares already issued at par. At par. Forfeitures of shares already issued at par, or you can see that forfeitures of shares originally issued at par. Now there is two method, and you can choose any one method for solving the sums. I will show both this method. You can choose any method. First method is now first method, where the unpaid amount is transferred to calls in arrear account. So according to first method, if you open calls in arrear account, that means if unpaid amount on shares are transferred to calls in arrear account, then what will be the journal entry? The journal is share capital account debit to calls in arrear account to, you can write forfeited share account, or you can write share forfeited account. forfeited share account. So this is the journal entry for when calls in amount that is unpaid is transferred to calls in area account. That means when we open calls in area account, share capital account debit to calls in area account to forfeited share account. Now this is the first method. Now we will see the second method. Second method. Where the unpaid amount has not been transferred to calls in area account. Now, according to this second method, if the unpaid amount has not been transferred to calls in area account, then what will be the journal entry? The journal is share capital account debit to respective calls account to forfeited shares account. Now see the entry, share capital account debit to respective calls account to forfeited shares account. Here I have not opened the calls in area account. That means where the unpaid amount has not been transferred to calls in area. That means I have not opened the calls in area account. In this case, what is the journal entry? Journal entry is share capital account debit to respective calls. Now what is respective calls means? Respective calls here means if it is second call, then write here two second calls account. If third and final call, write third and final call account. Here respective in place of respective calls, mention the call, second call, if it's second call, or third or final call. Okay, so these two methods is very important, and you can follow any one method. If you open calls in area account, then follow the first method. If you don't open calls in area account, then follow the second method. See the second option, forfeitures of shares originally issued at a par. Now what happens if shares are originally issued at a premium? So first of all, where the premium money has been received. Now where the premium money has been received means when shares are forfeited after receiving the premium money. So let's see the journal. The journal is share capital account debit to calls in area account to share forfeited account. This is the journal entry where premium money has been received. So when premium money has been received by the company, the journal entry is this one. That is share capital account debit to calls in area to share forfeited account. Now we will see the next option, where the premium money has not been received by the company, where the premium money has not been received. Share capital account debit. Securities premium, or you can write share premium. Securities premium account debit. 2, you can write forfeited shares, or you can write share forfeited. 2, forfeited shares account. 2, calls in arrear account. So this is the journal entry where premium money has not been received by the company. Share capital account debit, securities premium, or you can write share premium account debit. 2, forfeited shares. 2, calls in arrear account.